Hello and welcome back to ScreenBugs. I'm Justin.
I'm Ben.
And I'm Kai.
And this is the podcast where we talk about films that have got bugs in them. And this film we're going to talk about today has got bugs in it. We're talking
That's
about...
amazing.
Yeah, and it's got a couple. I thought there was only one when I suggested it.
There were 2 whole bugs in this one.
There was 3.
No.
There was a little fly in one scene. There's a little fly that went past. Anyway, we're talking about Heretic.
It was a fly in his room that just went by the TV and he went, oh, this is really realistic.
Quite possible.
3D film, wow.
We're talking about Heretic today, directed by Scott Beck and Bryan Woods, the guys who did the first Quiet Place film, I found out.
They wrote it, they didn't direct it.
They wrote it, they didn't direct it, Kai. So
you're both looking at me. I'm sorry, guys.
That's John Krasinski, Kai. Yeah?
I'll make sure I get my facts right.
Jim from The Office.
Yeah, I'm aware.
It's a 2024 film. It's a horror film. But it's a bit more than a horror film. But we'll get into that.
2024, really?
2024. It's a
I remember
new film.
seeing a trailer for that when I went to see something else.
I think it might have been like an American 2024 here, early 25.
Yeah,
maybe?
that's what I'm thinking.
I think I watched it in 24. I'm sure I did.
Obviously, either way, spoiler warning for the film. Please go out and watch it. It's quite fun.
It was good.
Very good.
Nice little.
And that is the end of the podcast.
Well done,
we
guys.
just reviewed it.
Fantastic.
Okay, let me just start off by saying I'm very excited to talk about this one because now I watch a lot of new films. I love going to the cinema. I go cinema like every week. I watch a lot of new films. Heretic was my favourite film of 2024. Number one.
Really?
My favourite film of 2024.
Wow.
So I'm excited to have my feelings hurt when you guys don't like it as much as I do.
I think what other films I saw in 24. A Real Pain was up there.
I feel like I'm not going to disagree with you, Justin, because I enjoyed this as well. It's a good, nice little A24 one that we get.
A24, they've always got the best ones, haven't they?
Was it the best film of last year, though?
I don't remember what else came out last year. I remember seeing the trailer and wanting to see it. It looked interesting. I've not seen Hugh Grant do anything that before. I've only ever seen...
This is Hugh Grant kind of playing against his... I guess this isn't the kind of role you'd usually see Hugh Grant in.
I disagree. I think it's just a different form of what we normally see him as.
I think
he uses his strengths, but it's like just in a different context.
It's more sinister that he's being silly. Because when he is quite silly in this film, I'd argue. It's a lot more sinister.
Does anyone want to start off talking about the opening scene?
I really like how they throw us in with that conversation.
The pornographic.
Yeah, they start talking about condoms and... yeah, we get a nice introduction to our 2 characters, Sister Barnes and Sister Paxton.
Sister Paxton has the delivery of certain lines throughout the film, but in this first scene is just perfect. Just the way she says things and sort of like fucking up words and saying things awkwardly in the most perfect way.
It shows their kind of not great knowledge on the subject. I mean, I've written down my first quote. My second note is the quote. She says scary big peen in referring to someone who has to use a Magnum condom, because that's what they talk about. It's a great first conversation because we really get about their personalities because they're Mormons.
It's just for a very dark and twisted film, it's a funny first scene.
I will say the dialogue in this film is amazing.
Incredible.
It captivates me.
Incredible. I think it's what carries it a lot of the time. Then there's many great elements to it, but the writing is why it's my favourite film of the last year.
And in this opening scene, I don't know why, but I really liked the way the credits were on the screen, just like in the corners.
Yeah, in the corners.
It's very stylish. Tucked away.
Yeah.
I loved it.
It doesn't take away from the scene because it's there and it's not there at the same time, which is nice.
They have a whole thing about marketing and stuff, and then there's a line that sets up the themes very nicely that Paxton says, if you grew up being told the Book of Mormon was fake, you'd probably believe it was fake because that's what you've been told. It's sort of the reverse of the point that's being made by
I was told Ben wasn't real most of my life. I was bewildered when I met him.
I'm still not sure, Do you know he's 2D?
Oh, shit.
Isn't it strange?
I can see through him.
Hey guys, what's the idea?
What?
just a silly little joke. Let's carry on. Let's move
I'm a weirdo.
So yeah, I really like what this film does with religious commentary and kind of something interesting. It never shits on religion, which I thought it was gonna, but it's a really nice commentary, and I really like that the main characters are Mormons. You don't really see that much in things. The only thing I could think of was Book of Mormon, which I'm really glad they talk about.
Yeah, I was hoping we can make a sequel to this film where it is the two from Book of Mormon.
What do you think?
Hello.
That's the thing, the Mormon religion specifically, because all religion can be mocked in films, but Mormons specifically are mocked and the butt of the joke a lot of the time. The two leads are these two Mormon girls, and they're not made to seem foolish or dumb.
No.
They're very grounded.
Even though other people think they are.
Exactly,
Well.
and they hold their own in conversation a lot of the time in this film.
Well, both the actresses are ex-Mormons.
Are they?
Well, yeah.
Yes,
that's
I did hear about
That's
that.
very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think one might still be slightly practicing Paxton,
Yeah.
but Sophie Thatcher is ex, I think.
I believe I didn't know Sophie Thatcher was. That's actually news to me, but I know that Paxton used to be and is now agnostic.
That's very
Okay,
interesting. Do you think this film played a part in any of their...
I don't.
Paycheck, innit?
I wonder. But there's a lot of it's very interesting because after I first watched this film, I watched a lot of reviews because a lot of Mormons reviewed this film.
See,
and
I wrote down, I wonder if
Yes.
Mormons watched this film. What did they think?
a lot of them, and I there were some that didn't like it for obvious reasons, but a lot of them were like, "We like the way the main characters have been written here." Wasn't as negative as I would have expected. The response.
Well, it's the same with Book of Mormon. So I went to go watch that in, was it West End with my grandma?
Mm-hmm.
And the programme, a page was sponsored by the actual Mormon church saying, hey, do you like this?
Yeah.
Read the source material. The Mormon church are a lot more jokey than you'd expect.
But yeah, I mean, they say about the South Park musical, which I really thought was
Yeah.
funny that they bring that up. They're aware of it, and it doesn't treat our characters like going into the film. And when we got into the film, I thought it was genuinely going to be like a Ricky Gervais bit, where it's like mega atheist owns religious people. It wasn't, and it was really refreshing.
It was
to
a
see
lot more
that.
nuanced than that, which
Yeah.
is so refreshing. And again, I wouldn't have liked the film as much if it was more of like a more of a mockery.
I think we need to get more into that when we get introduced to conversations
When we get
later.
introduced to Reed,
But we
yeah.
still get all this, just the intro to these two characters, quite nice.
They've got great chemistry. The two sisters, Paxton and Barnes, bounce really well off each other because you've got the kind of more experienced one and the more kind of bubbly one, which is nice. They work to their strengths.
We quickly get an idea of how they are, like you were saying, like sort of mocked by people and aren't really. They're sort of a bit of a joke. You see those girls come up to them and make a bit of a joke out of Paxton and stuff like that. So you understand the sort of what they're dealing with day to day as a constant sort of friction with their faith.
Yeah.
Which I think probably plays a part in why it's not as easy as Reed would like to sort of break their faith down.
No, it's nice. It's refreshing.
Yeah, they've been fighting to represent their faith because they truly believe in it. So I guess pretty soon after that point, should we talk about when they first meet Mr. Reed?
I mean, it goes into it quite quickly. We're outside.
Yeah.
The majority of the film takes place in this one house.
Yes.
Which is nice. It's very contained. So after that, we don't go outside again until
I get little cuts outside.
very little
yeah.
cuts. But yeah, after that, we're into the house.
You need great writing to be able to, for a film that's mostly like 2 or 3 characters within a few rooms, for that to last for 2 hours and not to feel, at least for me, not to feel dragged out and not to get boring. It takes a like masterful writing, which I think this film has, and incredible dialogue.
I mean, the bits I enjoyed the most, where it's literally just the characters sat there speaking to each
That's
other.
it,
Like
that's
that's
it.
what really
I
engrossed me in the film.
It kind of loses a bit of the film's
By the
impact
end.
after that, yeah.
No, I agree.
But we'll obviously get there as we go along.
But we are entering the house and we get introduced by Mr. Reed.
We do have that sort of like really cliche rain indoors.
Yeah,
It's already
we
the
need to get
setup
inside.
of, we need to go inside. Ages away.
It's a very standard setup, but that's it. Everything else about it is very different. But Hugh Grant, man, in this film,
Amazing.
he's phenomenal.
One thing I'd like to ask is when these first couple of scenes with Hugh Grant, wait, did you guys know much going into the film? Because I was going to ask, like, at what point were you like, sure, Mr. Reed is definitely, or did you know going in? Oh,
See,
I knew
what did you know?
the trailers gave it
the
away.
trailers
didn't
give
they?
it away, and
That's
it's always the case of it would have been cool if you didn't know, but then you look at the poster and it's Hugh
Nice.
Grant smirking like Shining style at
But
the
also,
camera.
even if you didn't know, if it was like a twist horror film, like in case of like Fresh, which came out a few years ago, was it same year maybe? Where it starts as a rom-com and the twist is it becomes a horror film. But this film never has that because of the way the music happens. When he will say something that's kind of normal, you could play it off. But the way the music plays and it gives like a close-up scared face, and there's no twist being like, oh, he's not a bad guy. It just he is.
It's a very slow burn because you slowly find out how fucked up he is.
So Grant plays a really good job of playing the friendly neighbor who's very clearly hiding another
He's
motive.
too friendly.
He plays it incredibly.
He pulls out the Borat every now and again. My wife is in the other room.
I tell you, they go, oh, we can't come in as no woman. Oh, I don't have a roommate. I have a wife.
He's great. He is the standout in this film.
Absolutely.
It's weird because you kind of get taken a bit out of the film because every time you see him, you go, oh, it's Hugh Grant.
No, I disagree.
I never really got lost in this character, but I enjoyed that because every time he wasn't on screen, I was like, I can't wait to see Hugh Grant.
I love this character, and I want to know how you guys feel about this. He is obviously the antagonist in this film. I like him quite a lot in this film. I think he's a great character, and I don't know, there's something about he captured me. He really I was like, I like this guy.
He's really insufferable. Like
really?
No. I really liked him in the film, but I thought having a conversation with this guy would be like talking to me, basically.
Yeah, it is. That's what. Yeah,
it's like r/Reddit mods.
Well, that's what I thought about. That's why I thought it was going to be like Ricky Gervais when I started the film.
He's a guy that wanted to find faith, hasn't found faith, and now he's got this very bitter atheist idea that he's like, I know the truth, and now because you believe. You need to listen to me. I've got something I need to explain to you. It's sort of like he believes he needs to do this kind of thing.
And this is why I like that they challenge him. They don't let him steamroll. Originally, he kind of steamrolls them a little bit, but as the kind of film goes on, they really like fire back at him. And that's when it becomes a really interesting ideological discussion.
And that's when they kind of stop the discussion and they go separate ways.
Yeah, sadly.
So do we instigate them going down to have a drink?
Yeah, they go in and they sit down. They enter Hugh Grant's abode, which is a very lovely house.
It is, actually.
A very cozy home. They sit down, they have a drink.
I do like the line, which I went, okay, this is going to come up somehow, but why did he say that? He went, the walls and the ceiling are metal.
Yeah.
I like that little, because obviously it comes back later.
Well, it's interesting because I thought he was talking about, because I thought that was something to do with Mormonism.
You thought
because I don't know anything
about metal?
No, but I think there might be something about, like, well, you know, in like the original Bible, you can't wear multiple
walls,
and that's. So I thought it might be something to do with their faith, but it wasn't, and because I don't know anything about.
It's kind
Mormons.
of like a gentle balance of. He says it when they're going in there, think about taking the coats off and things. He sort of throws it in so casually that they say, "Yeah, that's fine," without even thinking about it.
Because why would that be a problem?
And it's like the character's only said that so he can have his little gotcha moment later and say,
he
"Well,
does
I did
so many
tell
gotcha moments, doesn't he?"
And I think one thing I love as well is that. Barnes and Paxton are very different characters, and the whole time they're trying to be as friendly as possible to smooth things out, whilst Reed is being really, really specific with things. But there's so much of the acting is in the face.
Yeah,
they've got completely different things. Paxton is so much more optimistic going in. Barnes is immediately like, yeah, this is weird.
You can see how uncomfortable Barnes
it's because Paxton wants her first baptism.
Baxter.
Yeah,
you combined them, Ben. Play that again, just in louder. So
no, don't. It never happened. Paxton is like trying to get her first baptism, isn't she? Yeah.
Yeah.
I do kind of like. She takes the glasses off. I think wasn't she wearing glasses in the first scene?
Yes, she was. She takes
and
the glasses
I think
off.
To try and be a more sort of pretty girl, approachable idea. I don't know.
Maybe I see what you're getting at with that. They want to be friendly, and so they need to look.
Like, just take off the glasses. Look a bit more.
I like that.
it because I do like the idea that, she's baking next room.
My wife's baking a blueberry pie. My wife, again, we come back to it. I love the blueberry pie. That's such a cool bit. That keeps coming back. One, I like the fact that Hugh Grant thinks she says blueberries disease, and he fucking digs it. Hugh Grant's performance is so hilarious, and I don't know if it's intentional or not.
I think it is somewhat. That's based on the true thing that happened to the writer, I think.
Is it?
Like, he was at a family thing, and his dad misheard someone and thought, blueberry disease?
The way I read it is that I feel like Reed kind of purposely misheard it and made a joke. Because it feels like Reed, whilst he's playing the friendly caricature, he's also trying, it feels like he's trying to make them nervous and uncomfortable the way he says things and holds of information and stuff.
I think he actually just misheard her in that one.
Very possible.
He goes, oh, I'm so sorry.
He goes, I'm really sorry.
I thought you were making a blueberry joke.
His performance is so good because he's very friendly.
It's amazing.
He's too friendly where it becomes sinister.
I do like the way he shouts, blueberry pie. What smell do you think it is, guys? And he laughs to himself.
He's so good in this film. I really was captivated by his performance. I love the bit where he asks them for a drum roll because they talk a bit about religion and stuff. Yeah. And he goes, "Can I ask you a weird question?" And it's really set up and he goes, "Drum roll, please." And she starts like tapping on her belly.
Oh, is it a bit of an icky question?
Oh, and he's like, "Oh, you might get a bit, do you want me to ask you?" And it's like really like something a kid would say to you. And then he rolls the drums and then he goes, so what do you think of polygamy? And it's just out of nowhere, I burst out laughing.
I do like the fact that Paxton is like, oh, if you don't tell us, we're not going to know. I'll be thinking about it
They're
forever.
so ready for it, aren't they?
And he does this a lot, Reed, as well, where before he says something or reveals something, he thinks he's got such main character syndrome. He's like, I'm going to say something, just wait. In a bit, I'm going to say something crazy. Just wait for it.
He's such a good...
Well, because the implication, spoiler alert, obviously, again, is that he has done this a few times before.
Yes.
Yes, I did wonder that in the film. Has he done this? Is
That's
this a thing
definitely
that
the
he's done
vibe I
before? Obviously,
get.
that's revealed later in the film. I love kind of Paxton's kind of naivety of some bits when he says about with great power comes great responsibility, and she goes, Spider-Man! And they play with that later, though.
Oh, yeah. But also, it was Spider-Man. That's famously what Spider-Man...
Yeah, that's...
And later on, he's really annoyed that they don't know Star Wars and stuff. I thought... But I think it's the early... This is like the earliest indication that Reed doesn't like to be sort of undermined.
Yeah, he does.
He likes that sort of, oh, wow, you're so smart, Mr. Reed. But he doesn't like being questioned on it.
He wants the power.
And again, when he starts critiquing polygamy and talking about that conversation, I like that the girls, it's not a gotcha right away. The girls, whether it's in if you respond or not, the girls have a response and they hold their own in basically every conversation.
Because this is what they believe in.
This is it, and it's not meant to be a foolish belief. It's a belief they've really thought out and they've lived with.
They're both really strong characters.
Yes.
I think they've got a real big determination and faith, which is good.
Absolutely.
I like how little they speak for most of this because they can't, basically.
He does not give them a chance.
It's only like at the doors bit way later on when they actually get to speak back properly.
That's when it gets real.
Yeah, and that's about halfway through the film.
At this point, he's Ricky Gervais, isn't it? He's owning them. He's not letting them speak, so at the moment, he's owning them.
He goes, I got
anything.
you.
Yeah.
But do we have the fast food bit before or after?
I would like to say that's explaining religion to an American person. Yeah. Imagine a burger.
I was just really annoyed that they said Burger King was the best. Like, why?
What do you think's the best, Ben?
I haven't been to ones they've been to. I am
No, if you were in their position, if you had to
we're doing UK ones.
UK ones.
Oh.
What's your favourite religion, Ben?
Subway. I like a Subway.
So Subway is up your top for fast food?
So yeah, what were you guys?
I do dig Subway, to be fair.
It's changeable, isn't it?
Big KFC.
Really?
I would
KFC
slather myself in KFC gravy.
Yeah, but if you have KFC, let's say you have KFC in 2 days back to back, you're sick of it.
Are we supersizing me?
Yeah. But
I'm not sick of it. It's lovely.
Subway's so nice, though.
I don't really have much fast food, though, but I do dig Subway.
Oh, Greg's a decent one, but I wouldn't.
Greg's is the classic British staple.
I prefer Pound Bakery hot take.
You know what?
I've been to that only once,
nice.
but I think I like the theme of Greg's. It's everywhere, isn't it? You can get like Greg's.
You just like seeing a name and that sort of colour.
This is a conversation that could be in the film, by the way.
Let us know. Let us know in the comments what your favourite fast food item.
Give me Subway and Pound Bakery.
Give us your favourite fast food and your least favourite religion. And we're going to do a big bar chart.
I wonder if it correlates.
Yeah.
So yeah, he starts talking about how how he's looking for the one true religion. And then his sort of motive at first starts to fall into place. You sort of see the direction he's going a little bit. And the way the music twists as he starts talking about the one true religion. And then he asks again to meet his wife again. And again, he sort of plays this almost like, what's the word? It's sort of this sort of dance they're sort of doing when they ask for the wife and he's got different wriggles out of it and stuff.
Just 2 things I also really liked in this first scene where they're still in this first room, because the film kind of progresses room by room.
Yeah, we got room by room.
Where firstly he already says he doesn't know much about Book of Mormon. Then he brings out his Book of Mormon, which is like the massive annotated thing, which is awesome, by the way. And they even go, "Oh, you read more than we do."
Yeah,
we should be more like you, Mr. Reed. Mr. Reed.
I love that bit actually.
Yeah, actually, Mr. She's so like nice.
Paxton's line deliveries are always just perfect.
She's so fun. I think she's
really
great.
It's the second bit where also, firstly, this is an improvised bit I read, where not Hugh Grant, here it is.
Yeah, it's Hugh Grant.
Where am I? Hugh Grant says Moroni about like and they go, oh, Moroni. About the angel that visits.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
So that's Hugh Grant. Basically, he improvised that to keep them on their toes so that they can correct him.
He said it wrong on purpose so they could have to. That's really good.
And also, I just really like that bit where he obviously knows that in character as well. He is just sort of like trying to go, oh, I don't know everything, but also
he's testing the waters, isn't he?
He's doing little fake information so that then they get fed into it.
He's exactly where he wants them to be. Even in the conversation, he is leading them on in a perfect way.
I believe when they have to meet the wife that time, he goes out of the room for a bit, and that's when Barnes notices the candle.
Well, you got the bit about the ticking lights. You get the cool little ticking time bomb kind of thing with the lights going on, where they talk about everything being on a timer. Because everything's on a timer.
I thought he lied about the timer, the front door being on the timer, and it was.
Well, it was, yeah.
But that's later on. I love that slow the way the camera follows the candle around.
Yeah, because we don't see it until she does, because it follows the back of the camera. You'd think it would turn around and we'd see it first, but we don't. That's a great reveal.
The one thing about the film, particularly the two main female leads, is a lot of times, as soon as they're on their own, they get close-ups and they're quite scared. And the performance is amazing, very tears in the eyes. But it's always very quick. Like this, I don't think would be immediately that reaction. Mm-hmm. If that makes sense?
Yeah, but
I think it is an incredible performance. It helps us get in the mood of the film.
I disagree, because they're very clear, during this first conversation, they're very clearly uncomfortable. And obviously they still need the wife to be present. So they've kind of got that in the back of their minds, and they're kind of thinking, maybe we don't want to be here, because he's steamrolling them at this point as well. So they don't want to be there at that point.
Yeah, and I think obviously when he knows the candle, that's when, especially Barnes, but both of them are very that's when it really sits into them.
That's the shit. They realise that the blueberry pie isn't real. It's the candle.
And
that's
then Reed comes back in, he invites them down and he pretends to get a call. And even though Reed's already said them everything, they already knows that they're lying. He goes along with it so happily. He loves the game of it.
I like how that isn't revealed for like another few minutes as well. Yes. He goes, okay, fine. And fake phone call, he just goes, hiya. And listens to it, and you can hear the door close on the hallway. She goes, man, we got to get out of here.
On a real though, when you realise that he knows you are lying, that's so embarrassing.
He gotchas them so many times in the film.
That was his biggest gotcha in the whole film.
I like that they try and escape. It's really sensible of them. Let's get
He's got our coats with our keys, the bikes, and they're going to go, oh, well.
Yeah, because I thought they were I'd be like, I'll just run at this point. They're like, it's only like 2 miles. Just fuck out of there.
4 miles.
Was it 4 miles?
They say, is it 2? And she goes, I think it was 4.
Ah, I see.
At that point, I'll be like, hiya, mate. You're right to cover clothes, just go in.
But they say 4 miles. I'm happy to walk if you're happy to walk. And again, they're not written like stupid characters, stupid horror movie characters.
They're incredibly
They're
competent,
well-written characters.
It's great. I love the... there's a lot of intrigue, because when Reed's talking about religion, he talks about he found the one true religion. I wasn't sure where this was going. I didn't know if he had had a cult, or if he's got his own religion.
They just picked a random one Islam was right.
There's a lot of nice mystery about the film. I think you don't know what Reed's up to until, surprisingly, until he tells you, which is exactly what he wants.
It's amazing. And again, when he wrote the Locked In as well, they wrote the Locked In and the music there as well, building art. The music is so in tune with what's going on constantly.
Yeah, it is, but I think it is a bit too in tune. I think there should have still been a bit of doubt. Obviously, we as an audience know what's going to happen, but I think it should be more, it's a bit weird. He probably lied about his wife, but I think he's just, we don't fully know how sinister he is until much later on.
Yeah. I really liked the scene where they slowly walk down the hallway.
I was going to say that.
That, great suspense.
The statue.
The statue scared the shit out of me.
It was my second time watching and it scared the shit out of me.
They slowly move down this hallway and there's a figure and you think it's Reed, and as they get closer, there's you see its eyes and they're really beady and you can only see the eyes. That didn't sit right with me. That made me feel like, oh, I don't like that. And it's revealed to be a statue, but that's a great bit of suspense that they've created there.
Did he build the house? He said his wife did.
Built the house?
Or at least the church bit. Because it's a really weird designed house.
His house is very strange.
So you've got the lovely sitting room, long creepy hallway, church room.
It's 2 doors to the basement.
Basement.
It's like he built the house for this.
It is like he built the house for this.
But obviously his wife built the house, obviously.
Obviously his wife, my wife.
At the end of the next room, and I love that room. I love how there's different layers to it under curtains and cloths that gets uncovered throughout the scene.
That's cool. It's a reveal, isn't it? It's a very slow burn of the film. A lot of the horror aspects.
He puts the first song on that he starts blasting, and you have a little tone shift. He's cheery again.
I love how sinister he is. He's so fucked up.
I do like how. So firstly, he's carrying that thing, and like, oh, we want to go. She's called us back. He goes, okay, that's.
He's like, you can leave.
I know, but he does that really. He goes, no, just like really Tim Robinson. He goes, and we were just getting started.
Yeah, the way he acts in this, Hugh Grant, is that he's so animated, but it's so not. It is funny, but it's also very sinister.
It's very disturbing.
Yeah.
And when he tells them, when he has to leave, and he said, I think they mentioned that the door was locked. He sort of tells them that the door won't open, but he doesn't he's not like, oh yeah, you have to go through this exit. He doesn't just say you have to go through this exit. He plays the game of it. Says, yeah, that won't open. He lets them get nervous first before bringing up the idea of another exit. I think that won't open. That's not. Yeah,
we have the coats bit before that. I think we get two gotchas in a row. The first one is, I put that candle on there. I expected you to find it. You didn't outsmart me, I outsmarted you. I wanted you to question being told.
Twirling his mustache.
He didn't. I was surprised by that. I thought he wasn't going to be like, oh, I put that candle there on purpose.
I love how openly kind of fucked up he is.
And then he does the, obviously, phone gotcha and goes, you can leave if you want to.
You don't need to lie.
And they check the pockets, and the key's in the other pocket, which is quite cool.
I love how visibly nervous they are, because that'd be fucking terrifying. If you're getting caught out on that shit with him, I'd be terrified.
That's when he starts his actual main mental exercise, which is sort of seems to be the purpose of the room.
So first he says, oh, you just need to go downstairs. And they open both doors and go, I don't want to go down there.
Isn't it Barnes opens one door and we don't see what's down there, but she sheds a single tear and she shuts that door. That's really cool. Really good.
And then the reveal of that is less interesting.
The reveal of it is a bit bizarre.
It's just the exact same as the other one.
The illusion of choice.
Yeah, I know that, but obviously the thing is...
He wanted to test them, didn't he?
Yeah.
Why didn't we get to... I know what you're saying, the illusion of choice, that's fine. But obviously we immediately see what's in the other door anyway. So I was like, oh, what was in that first door?
The same thing.
And it's about another 30 minutes till she goes down there.
It's at this point we get our first expedition outside of the house.
Yeah, very brief.
Yes.
Very briefly, we see Elder Kennedy, played by Topher Grace, of all people, who shows up, which I didn't recognise until the second time we see him.
Yeah, no, I didn't.
I thought originally this flashback, genuinely, and I don't know if it's the way Topher Grace was, I thought that was meant to be a younger version of Reed.
Really?
They both got the glasses and it's similar hair, and I thought it was meant to be a flashback.
Reed,
but it wasn't. I'm glad they didn't. But that was a very brief moment, and we kind of see that something's up, and that.
Yeah.
I do like that we know that they haven't returned, so he's.
I like that there is.
Sorry.
No, go on, Justin.
I was saying it sort of starts a ticking timer that adds this extra element to the next sort of section of the film.
Yeah, it does. It adds that kind of, he's going to go looking for them. It's like the potential saviors coming kind of thing.
Yeah. Monopoly?
I think we get the Monopoly, yeah.
I would like to talk about first, Hugh Grant just does a Scottish accent. He keeps doing accent.
Dune.
And oot.
He just keeps doing accents in this film. I love it.
You've got to go Dune to get oot. And I bet they were sort of improvised just because...
I reckon Hugh Grant just fucking about.
The best bit of improvisation's in a second. And I knew it made both the other actors laugh. And firstly, I love the music build-up when you talk about games and he goes, Monopoly. And the music cuts. Yeah. That is meant to be funny.
I like that bit. That was good.
And he goes, I won't tell you my favourite piece. Meow.
Oh my God. Fucking. I had to pause it because I thought he didn't make the noise. I thought that came from somewhere else, but he does it because it's the way he does it. He kind of covers his mouth so you don't see him do it, and he goes meow. It's so good.
Funny. It's just an amazing performance.
That was improvised and made the other two break.
That got me on the floor.
That is so good.
So yeah, at this point, Reed has busted out a game of Monopoly to talk about, in probably one of the best bits of the film, I think.
It's such a hoarded collection of shit.
I love it. I would live there in that room, not the rest of the house.
Should we get that as the ScreenBugs mansion we live together?
Yeah, get the basement.
Justin gets the first room. You get that room.
Then you get all the basements.
I get both. Can I get both?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that he just talks about Monopoly law.
Yeah. What is it? Landlord
game.
But a lot of lore I didn't know gets revealed in this film. So about that, and also about some of Joseph Smith potentially having an affair with his...
That was very interesting.
Yeah.
And it's like valid criticism. It's not shitting on it. It's like, because they shoot back, don't they, at him
I
during
haven't
that bit.
checked if any of it's true. I assume it is.
I know we're not meant to like Reed, but I do.
Yeah.
He's such an endearing character. I don't know. I think it's just Hugh
He
Grant's
gets more
performance.
gross near the end.
Not at this point in the film, I like him.
That is also us as men. I think really ties into the horror. A lot of the horror film is that these are two young women.
Yes.
In this man's house, we don't have the
And
same
he mentions
fear.
that himself.
No, you're right. Yeah,
and they mention it. They say, "Look, we can't beat him physically, maybe intellectually."
that's a great line. Later on.
And I think he got very lucky that it wasn't like, the Book of Mormon sent like a 6'10" bodybuilder. His ass would be kicked.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do think there is a lot of horror from Hugh Grant's character that we don't really get.
Yeah, he's a.
Yes.
I understand, because you understand their fear, because he's an old man in this very scary house, and it's just them.
Yeah.
Because they've not seen his wife yet, and it's the point where they're kind of unsure that she's there, and they insist upon seeing it.
I reckon we'd have a good time there.
Do you reckon?
Yeah,
Just have a good chat. Get him on podcast.
You what?
Get Mr. Reed on podcast.
That's not what you said. Did you say have a good shag?
No, have a good chat.
A good chat? I thought you said I thought, are you going to fuck Mr. Reed, Justin?
Is Mr. Reed one of the certified DILFs we've covered so far?
What were the other
You got
certified?
Caroline's dad.
Okay.
You've got Justin. Help me out here.
The caterpillar in Bug's Life.
Jake Gyllenhaal with a beard and Enemy.
Jack Black.
Jack Black.
I really like how he explains religion in that Monopoly
Iterations,
segment.
yes.
That actually helped me understand it a bit more. He did quite a good job of it.
It's really well explained.
Yeah, they do a really good job. They get all their facts right, I'm assuming, and they do it in a really succinct and clear way that you just get it.
But then he does like the biggest insult to them. I think he does in the entire film. Where he goes, the cheap knockoff version, Mormonism.
And next is like a Bob Ross Monopoly.
Yeah, Bob Ross
Bob
Monopoly.
Ross Monopoly, yeah. I liked all the iterations. I love his little Monopoly collection. And because he's playing a song during this, which is important.
Yeah, it's every time.
That song.
Free.
That song, Ben.
Air That I Breathe. The
Air That I
Hollies.
Breathe.
Yeah.
And he puts it on and he goes, "Have you heard this song before?" And they go, "No." And he goes, "Surely you've heard Creep by
No,
Radiohead."
that's the B-side, I think.
Is it?
Yeah, because he changes the.
Yeah, but he talks about Radiohead and then he starts singing Radiohead.
So I think he goes straight onto that to go into Radiohead, which he sings again later, and I love because he doesn't do it to Radiohead's version. He goes, but it's the way he says it. Where I don't think Hugh Grant's heard the song.
I'm a weirdo.
Firstly, I suspended my disbelief because I didn't believe that those two hadn't heard Creep for some reason.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I just think it's funny that they talked about Creep and all I could think of was South Park at this point, because they talked about South Park earlier.
Creep.
So shortly after that point, we get one of the most disturbing moments, at least for me.
Or when he mentioned Star Wars Episode 1, he talks about Jar Jar.
I mean, am I right in saying before he takes out all the extra stuff, that's when he says he's going to make a very disturbing claim that might make them want to die.
That was crazy.
That was a very disturbing line.
It was. I do, obviously, going back to the Creep thing, the way he's very, like, laughy in between it is still, like... And then he instantly changes, again, tactics to something else.
He shifts it so frequently, it's really good.
Yeah. Does he bring... Is that when he brings out the flags on the table? The holy books, isn't it?
He's already done that, man.
No, because he does the Monopoly, then he does the Radiohead.
It's the same time.
It's the same time.
He
does the
mocks
books.
Lana Del Rey.
Then he does Radiohead.
Yeah.
He does the books on the table first.
Oh, okay.
If only you had something written down about the film. You watched it like 10 minutes before you got here.
Yeah, and it was awesome.
Because he mentions Star Wars Episode 1. He does a Jar Jar impression. I adore his impressions in this film.
I adore that he goes for, "Squeeze me," rather than anything else. And I also couldn't imagine Hugh Grant watching Star Wars Episode 1.
Do you think they wrote that in the film knowing that Hugh Grant would do the impression?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I don't know.
He improvised it.
That'd be really funny if he
wouldn't be
improvised
surprised. I believe it's before the Jar Jar thing, though. We cut back to Elder Kennedy briefly again.
Yes, we do get a bit of him.
So it's a sort of sequence of Elder Kennedy walking, then it cuts back to Mr. Reed flicking the projectors and pulling curtains and things to reveal how the extra layers to this room. But that's before he does the Jar Jar thing. And I think that's the point, that little sequence of him pulling all the curtains and...
Oh, before that, the light just turning off is all. And also, even before that, I think we forgot to mention it. There's this really cool mechanism where the water drips in and this thing just keeps
the bamboo shoot.
It's really cool. And there's one particular bit, and I think it was way earlier, where he says something.
And it
does it on the
time, yeah.
I think that's when he said, "I'm gonna make a very disturbing claim tonight, and I'm very sorry, you might want to die."
And he goes, chung, chung, chung.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just really cool. I like that.
Really
Sorry,
cool.
We're going back to that.
It's a good room. I like the room he's in.
But yeah, that little sequence, because I first watched this in the cinema when it was first theatrically released in the UK. And yeah, just that part where it's from between Kennedy and him pulling the curtains, and he's like really gearing up to have a more of a big chat about this. He's got something to say to them. That was, because I was loving the film to that point, but that's when I sat back like, this is something special. This is a fucking great film.
This whole sequence, the dialogue shines so brightly during this, and they have their kind of ideological back and forth with, Barnes chiming in every now and again. They have that, and it's so good.
One of another big writing highlight is the bit where he's explaining with the doors why belief and disbelief are equally terrifying. Like, either we're alone, like little, I can't remember what the exact lines are, but he's talking about this garden.
It's either we're not alone, which is scary, or we are, and that's terrifying.
Well, that's it.
Yeah,
and he talks about why sort of describes the God in this evil way as well. He's so like was it insecure, egotistical, or
very
something
egotistical
like that?
about it.
That he won't help us unless we're begging him, and like he'll punish gay people for being the way he made them and stuff. And he said, so if he's real, that's terrifying, and if he's not, then we're just alone in the universe. We're just these creatures,
and that's also terrifying.
It's terrifying. That was a really strong point.
That's what I mean. I love the commentary because it's never one-sided.
Yeah.
It's never like shitting on religion or shitting on atheism. It's like a very nice mix of, it's like an ideological clash, which
that's
is cool.
it, and that's why it's written so well. And there's a part where the girls are arguing about the doors, about disbelief or belief, and which one to go through. Paxton wants to go through disbelief to make him feel good, but I think Barnes says, well, it doesn't matter either way, but I do believe, so I'm going to do this. And she says, like, then it's up to God what happens to us next. And the whole time they're arguing, Reeves is just back there looking, and he seems just quite calmly pleased.
This is exactly what he wants them to be talking about.
What he wants.
And then we have my favourite scene in the film, which is Barnes obviously turning around going, well, you didn't consider this the Holocaust in terms of Jewish people.
That was really
that was a really
You've
good
been
line.
setting these things up. You've been sort of just doing this. I just believe. Just get out of here.
She snaps back so
That's
well.
it. And when I was watching as well, I hadn't even thought of that either, to be honest, because he says about how Judaism, like, why is the original
the least popular religion,
and she's like, you didn't even consider the Holocaust.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's really good because it's like, it's very back and forth. It's not one-sided, which is
I disagree with you, Kai. It's not back and forth. Reed shuts up. He's not rehearsed this. he is always been used to just like steamrolling conversation, and we've seen that for the last like hour of the film. And it's not back and forth. He was like leading it. She says something. He just kind of stands there silently until they go downstairs.
He's not expecting that. That's
doesn't
when
say
he's
a
not in
word.
control. Yeah.
I do love, right after he set the choice of the doors, they had a little conversation. He comes out with like a little sippy cup, like
that says hubby.
Yeah, it's just hubby.
He has a hubby mug and a hubby sippy cup.
Yeah, it's like
I love that.
I just love that he had that. He's just an old man again.
I liked it. I will say this: my first note of him when we first met him, I really liked his jumper that he was wearing.
Yeah,
really colourful jumper. I'd wear that. I think.
I couldn't see
it. As a nice jumper.
From the point that they start going down the stairs, as much as the themes continue, it becomes more of a traditional horror film, which for me, it continues to do it very well. But I feel like from what you were saying before, this is where it might have slowed down a bit for you.
Yeah, this is about the halfway point in the film. I wondered, what's going to happen from here? Because you kind of lost the sort of debate part. And the film kind of does lose a bit of spark, I think, from this point on.
I somewhat agree, but I think it's because that scene in that room, I'm going to confidently say, is the best scene in the film. So where do you go from there?
Yeah, it has an amazing first act, and then from there, it loses it.
It's just how do you top it, which is difficult.
It is very much the next room, they go down
into the basement,
locked up, and then you kind of instantly escape room attempt, which I quite like.
Well, yeah, because they talk about that we can't be a physical threat towards him, we have to be an intellectual threat, because that's when Barnes tries to persuade Paxton you need to challenge him. And she's noticed that challenging him makes him go, oh, okay.
Which I think in the end gets her killed, though. I think, because when I first saw the scenes, I was like, okay, challenging him, he will respect them a bit more. That makes sense? That's him going like, okay, these aren't just some idiots.
Yeah.
But no, that's what gets her killed. I think.
I feel like it's part of the plan from the start that it's Paxton that makes it through, though, because it's specifically Paxton that has the key later on that she needs.
I think Barnes was always going to die.
I think
no matter what, no matter how she acted, but at least she went out.
I think from his first interactions with them, because Paxton seemed less aware and less nervous right away, I think he chose Paxton there. Then when he had the coats, he switched the key to the other pocket because he chose Paxton to go through.
Spoilers, we've got like an hour before that, but in like 30 minutes. But we get this scene I'm not too sure about, but I quite like. It's her saying, listen, if I say the keyword, you need to stab him because he's keeping an eye on me.
That's cool.
And I like that, but I'm not sure if I like how much they've gone against their religion at this point, because I think it makes sense, and I like Paxton's very hesitance at all to do it.
Yeah.
But it is very sort of, okay, we're going to kill a guy.
I think that's perfectly warranted, considering what's happening. If I was led down to that basement, my first thought would be, I think we should kill this guy.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And Paxton, again, like you said, is a bit more hesitant towards anything that goes against it than Barnes.
Yeah, Barnes is awesome. One of them.
They're both great.
Recent films,
very
best,
good
horror
characters.
I think they're really good.
I think they're equally very strong characters.
I think I agree, especially near the end for Paxton.
Paxton does get a very.
She
a lot
really
of good
comes
moments.
into her own.
Yeah, I think overall the best character in the film is Paxton, the way she grows into that character.
Best character's Reed. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, obviously.
Best character's Reed.
Reed is great. Oh, they're all good though. They're three really good characters.
They're great characters.
I do like how we get the sort of reveal that they're both stairs went to the same place.
Yeah.
And that other locked door. No, is it the same? Is it the other corridor?
Down the other corridor is that locked door, that Reed's in.
No, not Reed.
Oh, sorry, yes, the Prophet.
The Prophet.
Because we get introduced to our next character.
Is it? Am I right in saying just before? I'm not right in saying. Keep talking.
I wonder if that's getting cut out.
Yes, it is. Yeah, it's only his mistakes that get cut out.
Our story's staying.
Listeners, every single episode, Justin has done a whole breakdown. He cries, he rips up the table, and it gets cut out every single time. We're keeping it in this time.
We get another Radiohead again. Before we get introduced to the Prophet, he sings it through the mic, through the tube.
I don't know. It's after she comes in because they think it's Reed walking in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they do. The door opens. They go, Mr. Reed, and the foot comes out, and it's her. And then we get the close up of the thing afterwards of the tape playing, where we see the first bug of the film, the spider.
The spider. No, that's the second bug of the film. The first one's the moth. When they go in the house, there's a moth on the lights.
There's 3 bugs, guys.
There's 4 bugs.
4 then.
No way. 4 whole bugs.
4 bugs. Let's go. And they're all different bugs. So yeah,
what do we think of the Prophet?
The Prophet comes in with the pine. Before we do too much with the Prophet, we get the zoom out shot of it. We are sort of seeing the map of the house on the table.
Oh,
which
that was
is
a great
amazing
shot. That was such a good shot when it pans out into the model that
and
Reed
again, it becomes clear that he's and he's moving figures like this is a pre-planned game for him.
He's carving a new one as well, isn't he?
Yes, he's carving Kennedy, I believe. Is he not, or something?
Is it? I thought it was going to be like the Prophet, because he puts it up high when he says, the Prophet's going to die and go to there.
No, I'm not sure. I wonder if you can see in the rest of the model, the other bits that foreshadow the other bits, maybe. I didn't notice that.
I do like the reveal of the rudimentary speaker, because it's just like a tube, basically.
Yeah.
And I like how... Did you guys instantly also think, he heard the magic word that gets him stabbed?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they didn't know about the tube until after they said that he heard their plan to kill him.
I assumed before I saw the tube that, he must have a camera or something in there.
I like that it's just a tube, because he doesn't see what's going on, he just hears it.
And I like how he ignores them screaming his name. They go, Mr. Reed, and he keeps singing. He was like, but I'm a weirdo.
His performance is so good. So yes, the Prophet. What do we think of the Prophet? We get introduced to a new character, draped in white. Very ominous.
Yeah.
Very classic-y, horror-y, very,
She wasn't as horrific as I expected her to be. We don't get to much of a reveal of what she looks like until quite a bit after. We get some cool, sort of twisting body, trying to...
Oh, yeah, the bone cracking sounds was cool.
Then she sits on the floor for a bit.
And then...
she prays,
and then Reed tells them that the prophet is going to die.
I do like that she brings in a blueberry pie.
Yeah.
That actually made me chuckle because I like that. It's like, that's a sweet little, not a sweet moment, but you know.
I like that he doesn't. He reveals the ingredients in such and it's the normal family recipe, just with extra poison.
I added wolfsbane, and so she will be dead soon.
When you said wolfsbane, it sounded a bit Trumpy.
Don't, Justin. It'll come out. It'll come at me like a werewolf.
You guys blueberry pie fans?
Never had one.
I've never had one. I don't really care for.
I've never had a blueberry.
Me neither.
What the fuck's wrong with you guys?
I've never had a fruit pie.
You've never had a fruit.
I've never had a fruit pie.
Never like an apple pie.
I haven't either. Pie, cherry pie,
what the fuck are you guys doing? What are you eating?
I prefer meat to potato pies.
I like a steak and kidney. I like savoury.
Is your mum or your grandma?
Get me cheese and onion pasty.
All my mum made me was dirt and violence. Not true. No,
Just like mother used to make.
It seems today.
You've never had pies? What the fuck?
Not like fruit pies.
How?
Because
Did you never have bakers in your family?
Yeah, but I'm not.
Yeah, my grandma made
scones.
Like Victoria sponge, mate.
Never dabbled with a pie?
Never dabbled with a pie.
You're missing out.
I haven't had a cheesecake until 2 years ago.
What?
Yeah, Ben's diet consists of cigarettes and beer, Justin. He's not tried a lot of things.
Cheesecake is one of God's greatest gifts.
I disagree. It's quite nice. I had like a Bailey's cheesecake. It came with a shot of Bailey's.
They don't have Belgian chocolate cheesecake.
Just talking about cheesecake now.
Let me say, when the markets are on in my hometown, every so often I get down there on a Sunday, I go around to the stores. They've got really nice. I love the samosas. I love the little candles and the little woodwork. And then they have a little cheesecake store. There's a bunch of different cheesecakes, £5 for a little cheesecake. You get a little cheesecake.
I love it. You've got a really big
strawberry. They got vanilla. They got chocolate. Then they got the Belgian chocolate cheesecake. Buy one of those for about £5 and take it home. We get a little slice. You can't have too much at once because it make you sick. Cheesecake, you have too much at once. Have a little slice of it. Then have some after dinner. After the next day. And you can't only a few days in it. You don't leave it into the fridge for too long. But it's a little bit cheesecake, only a small slice every so often.
He's got such a twinkle in his eyes.
I've never seen it.
It's like
Justin has smiled for the first time.
Yeah, it's like gone back to his child. It's like Ratatouille.
Look, I've not even got a sweet tea, but just a little bit of chocolate cheesecake.
I've never really been like a dessert fan. I think they were always mostly sickly.
Neither. But guess what, mate? I love a little chocolate cheesecake.
I like it. Okay, millionaire shortbread. Okay. That's good.
Sure. Not exactly chocolate cheese.
The 2024 film Heretic.
Wait, Kai, what's your favourite dessert?
My favourite dessert? What, like classic or like sweet treat? Because I like donuts a lot.
You can't have donuts as dessert, can you?
All right, that's why I'm clarifying. I like coffee cake. That's my favourite type of cake is coffee cake.
Guess mine.
Is it cheesecake?
Steak and kidney pie. All right.
Anyway, so
the film that we're here to talk about.
Welcome back to ScreenBugs.
Elder Kennedy.
Yes, he comes back. This is his big moment.
No, we have the pie eating first. The blueberry pie.
That's how we got talking about it.
And we have oh shit, she's gonna die. It's like quite a comical. She just goes, looks up, goes.
It's like Monty Python death. She just goes and falls into the pie.
So they do the quite smart thing. Doorbell rings. They run up instantly.
Yeah, I think, but it's cool because.
And they say
Reed was sorry, like mid yawn.
Yeah,
Reed knew they were going to do that.
No, yes, he does.
He
revealed later on. But so, firstly, I like how they say, "Look, we're going to scream, but not until he opens the door."
Yeah,
and he goes out ready to go to the door, and he goes, "Actually, I'm just going to shut this door as well."
He's very smart, and they know that. But they're also very smart, which is nice because it's not like a. They're both equally smart. It's a very cool situation because it's not like they're dumb and they're like, oh, how do we do this? They kind of know what they're doing, which is cool.
It's the trope in horror films that you get frustrated when characters are really stupid. These aren't stupid characters.
I didn't feel frustrated at these guys.
That's it.
I think they were very competent and very reasonable in their decisions, which was nice.
I mean, there's one example earlier on, which is the first time I quite like Paxton. I liked her obviously for but it's the first where she has a notes app that just says "run?"
Yeah.
Obviously they didn't, and obviously they had nowhere to run.
They couldn't, sadly.
But yeah, I do like how Topher Grace is at the door.
Yeah, he's there and he's questioning. That's a great bit. It's very tense.
It's cool to see as well. No, not cool. Eerie to see his friendly persona on a different person once we've seen how bad he can get.
Yeah, it's like he flips a switch and he goes back to.
But he never really goes full sinister. He's always friendly, jokey, sinister at the same time. He never breaks
he
that.
has his moments at the end.
At the very end, he finally has one actual serious bit. But other than that, he's always like.
But he does keep it up, yeah, his tone.
I don't know if it's because we know what's going on and we've got a bit more inkling than Topher Grace's character, Elder Kennedy. But Reed is so suspicious during this whole segment. I don't know if you guys think that as well.
No, I disagree. I think because I went, okay, it's Hugh Grant doing Hugh Grant.
I think he's charming the same way as he was at the start of the...
Maybe it felt more suspicious now because I know what he's like.
Yeah. Also, I think it's such a cliche. There's a lot of films like this where someone gets trapped in a house, they visit, whatever, and then someone else comes, and that person pretty much always gets killed as an example that, the killer's going to kill
the killer's yeah, this is real.
Which is weird. Topher Grace doesn't get killed, I think.
Well, no, it's very...
Well, it wouldn't make sense, would it?
We expected it, didn't we?
Reed is... I wasn't expecting it.
I think Reed is too calculated.
Yeah.
I actually thought Topher Grace would leave and he'd see the bikes.
I was thinking the bikes.
And he'd come back and he'd then there'd be a gotcha moment. But no, he doesn't. Reed's really smart about this.
Yeah. I thought, what about the bikes? I thought, it was a plot hole, but yeah.
Because Topher Grace comes back and he goes, oh, and one more thing. Because he comes back to the door and he's like, have you got this booklet?
Yeah. When he opens the door, so basically, obviously, he goes back there as they're trying to get the matches.
Yeah. And
then leaves again because the doorbell goes. And we see Topher Grace for a second, and he looks really confrontational. It's just me. He looks like really
he was
angry.
ready to sort this shit out.
Like, you open the door, he's like...
It was a good subversion of what I thought was going to happen.
Yeah.
I liked it.
And then Elder Kennedy leaves for the rest of the film. That's his last appearance, quite surprisingly.
And it's sort of, because now that the time is over, and now you sort of realise that they're in the most impossible situation they've been in so far, where they're locked in a basement, and now it's just them.
Can I just say, I love the fact how each time he has to open that bloody light switch to change the timer on the door, and we watch it happen every single time he has to open that door for Topher Grace.
The little clockwork mechanic that he's got.
I like the way he goes, do you want me to call... Firstly, he says, do you want to call the police? He said he didn't have a phone. I like how there's little things that you notice everything he
knows
says.
what to say to the person he's talking to.
I assume he does have a phone, but he lied to them earlier. And then, obviously, he also goes, do you want me to come help look with you? I was like, what if he said yeah? Come on, she show us the way. I wonder why. But then, obviously, he's not expecting them to do that because he understands how he looks in this situation. Yeah. And he understands what they want to do. So he is ahead of them. Absolutely. At this point. I like when they talk about... at this point, we come back.
The rug pull.
The rug pull, with the matches. Good bit of suspense, although...
That was stressful.
I like how the matches didn't obviously fit in the door. Obviously.
You were kind of expecting it to, and then they don't, because...
they're massive.
Yeah, they're massive. Yeah. They look smaller when they're further away. You think, they'll just pull them through, and they don't.
I like how they managed to get a few.
That was good. I like that. I like their plan to smoke him out and...
Yeah. Then they instantly run back down, don't they?
Yes, because it's at this point that Paxton notices or says that the dead body's moved.
Yeah.
Because we are told that when the prophet dies, she's going to come back alive.
Ooh.
Which is really cool at this point. And I was really kind of into the mystery of it. Because I was wondering, because I thought they were going to go the route of it being real.
So I was going to say, did either of you believe that this would actually be sort of supernatural?
Yes, I did. Especially with the introduction of the prophet, I thought it was going to be a bit weirder than it was because it's an A24 film.
I never thought it was going to go full supernatural with it for some reason.
Really?
I don't know why.
I didn't until a bit later on when he starts talking about... we'll get to it, but he starts claiming that Bond isn't real and things like that, and the light. That's when I was like, okay, this is going to be some insane shit, which...
Oh, I know we're going back a bit. Sorry, we just skipped it. I do like the bit when, obviously, she dies before Topher Grace arrives, where he has them check her pulse and her breath.
Yes, and she's definitely dead.
Yeah. And then I like how, obviously, Paxton notices slight change in the body, which I don't think even we would have noticed.
I thought it was because it was the prophet going to come back to life, and she was
that's all. And then they go and try and light matches in the worst way possible.
What, on the stone?
Yeah.
On the wet stone?
Yes.
I do love the little... So, obviously, Paxton sort of turns slightly, sees that there's the body's not on the table, and we can clearly see the prophet is right behind her.
Oh, that was great.
And you can see like she knows,
Yeah.
but they wait until the light match is struck to get the reveal. I really like that for some reason.
That was a good shot. That was a good there's a lot of really good oh shit moments in
but
it.
it's like, she knows there's something right behind me, isn't there?
And the prophet starts talking about some like it is not real shit.
I saw the conductor. Yeah.
White clouds.
That was cool. I like that, and I like how they play with that later, because then the prophet kind of throws up everywhere.
Yeah.
And then
On the match as well, that I really liked.
Yeah, on the match. That was good. That's a bit like a moment.
And then they keep trying the matches. Does the prophet just leave, I think?
No, Reed comes in.
Yeah. So
ushers the prophet out while they're lighting the matches, and then comes to help them light the matches.
Lights the match instantly.
And then lights the lantern in the middle.
Yeah.
He's great. I really like how ahead he is. It's
I
very
also
scary.
love, he went, this will be written about in books. And he pulls out his little notepad. Guys, what did you see? What do you think?
Don't leave out anything. He's really interested in what they've got to say.
And he says some shit like he tells them afterwards that he can show them God if they're willing to die.
That was interesting.
You now know you can meet God. And I like how Barnes instantly goes, since we got here, I was wondering how you're going to make dying our choice.
Yes, they're very. I like that they catch on to him.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of revealed that, kind of at this point, that Barnes has died before.
Yes. Oh, yeah, because Barnes has her awesome sort of little monologue bit.
That's a really good monologue.
Where she goes, and you know why we don't talk about Taco Bell? Because E. coli almost killed me.
It did kill me, and I was dead for a little bit. And it's because she really does challenge him on what's going on and calls him out for the bullshit.
Oh, does he say? He says, we're not talking about something.
We're not talking. Yeah, and she goes, we're talking
about magic underpants. Very quick shot.
Insane like needle drop kind of moment of the fact that mid-sentence he slits her throat.
And it's the reveal of looking at her hands and them getting coated in blood. That was really cool.
The camera
work. And just before that as well, Paxton has taken out the blade, so you're expecting something to happen.
You're expecting her to stab him, that's how they set it up.
And it takes a moment because it's like, that's obviously not Reed's neck that I've just seen.
It's a very big moment where you have to go, oh my God, he's just killed her.
And obviously I was devastated because she was amazing.
She's great, yeah. I was not expecting her to die.
I love how much blood came out though. That's like the horror film thing in me. I just loved how much was on her hands.
It looks great. It's a good shot of just the hands getting covered in blood. Genuinely unexpected moment.
And because the lighting is almost black and white, I think.
It's what I think is quite interesting is because of what we have seen and what we know so far, the fact that she's died, I don't know about you guys, I was expecting her to come back and be like, oh my God, I'm alive again, because that's what he's saying. Obviously, we kind of find out that that's a bit of bullshit. But I thought that she was going to come back alive, and this was his way of being like, see, I'm right.
And then from this point, because on most of the sort of gotcha responses are coming from Barnes up to this point, then from this point of the film, Paxton is just shining.
She
runs up to the stairs straight away, and then where it goes, okay, intellectually, and she says that to herself, and I really like that. And I like how Mr. Reed is like, come back, I'm not going to hurt you.
Yeah.
And I love how much Mr. Reed, because we later find out this is all scripted, and this is where he starts improving.
Yes.
Because he's like, look, see, she was a robot.
Oh my God.
And I loved that.
The bit where he fucking cuts into her arm and he starts rooting around that made me go, oh.
And he pulls out the vein.
He pulls out a vein and he goes, oh, that's a vein.
Yeah, I loved it. Because obviously he sees the scar now when he comes in and obviously knows it's a fertility device.
Yeah.
But this is where he's like, I'm going to try and play on the more gullible one, quote unquote.
No, because that whole bit is so funny because before he cuts open, he looks at me and goes, let's have one of your drum rolls. And he starts slicing into it, like digging into it. It's horrible.
I was going to say there's a part just after the cutthroat where the dialogue goes silent, the music starts pounding, and it slows down as Barnes is bleeding out, and that little moment is just gorgeous. The way he edited,
there's some great
I
cinematography and bits.
And he's still smiling the whole time whilst he's looking at the dead body. It's like he's dead cheering.
And like a bit of blood squirts on his face.
But at this point, his plan is to convince Paxton to kill herself because
the Matrix is real.
You can come back because you're not a robot.
He says that Barnes isn't real.
He tries to convince her about the Matrix very, very briefly.
Then he's still talking about the butterfly dream theory.
That was cool because they have a really genuinely nice back and forth where kind of Paxton figures things out. Because there's the bit where he's talking, she figures it out, and he's like, "Oh yeah, high five!" Like he's really kind of into the conversation.
Yeah.
He's very glad to have someone intellectual to talk to because he's very smart.
I disagree somewhat because I think obviously Barnes was the intellectual match, and as soon as he found out that things were going his way, he killed her and then tried to like scramble, be like, "Hey, look, she's a robot.
Oh,
kill yourself and come back to life, I promise." And she started to be it, and he's like, "Oh, I might as well play along." Because he still gets what he wants.
Yeah, he listens to it.
Expects her to get through to the last bit anyway. And I like how he doesn't just instantly try and kill her or anything. He goes like, she figures out the magic trick of the dead body, obviously.
Yeah.
Which I
love that sequence.
Yeah.
When they visualize it. It didn't just have her telling him, it had like the visualization along with it of what's happening. Really nice bit of cinematography there, I think.
And he goes, "Well, if that's true, there'd have to be another door here." And he starts knocking on the walls.
Yeah, he kind of like corners her into having to find the other passageway through the floor. But I feel like, again, that seems to be intentional. Well, obviously it's intentional from Reed. He's trying to like sort of push her that way, it seems.
He's like encouraging her to keep going at this point.
It's weird that obviously we've been waiting the whole film for him to do something really fucked up.
Yeah.
And he has been killing Barnes. And then the film, it feels at this point, does lose a bit of steam. I do like the sort of looking back of being like, "Oh, these are the reveals. This is what you did." And I figured it out. Cause
it's nice that there's an explanation, but I don't know if
it does lose steam, doesn't it?
I get what you mean, yeah.
It no longer feels like they're trapped in the house and more just feels, okay, what's going to happen next?
I think it is good because we get a sort of different side to Paxton. For me, it really works.
Oh, I really like the change in Paxton. It's just the rest, the setting. When I go down to the second basement, I'm like, okay.
I like the bit before then when she kind of reverses the bit from earlier when she says a quote and he tries to guess where it's from. She goes, Swamp Thing.
Yeah.
It's a lovely little reverse of what we saw earlier, and it kind of shows what we think to be a shift in the power dynamic. Obviously, it's kind of not because this is what he wants her to do, but to us, it feels like the tables are turning a little bit.
Then obviously, she has a sort of theory proven when she sees the body, and then closes the door on her again.
Well, if you're right, there'll be a dead body down there. And also, you'll find out the one true religion.
If you remember that from earlier,
guys. I mentioned that earlier. Go down.
There's what do we think of this sequence of her kind of navigating through the wet basement? Go on, Justin.
Well, I think I just like it. Yeah, it's good.
I don't think it is. It's cool set design, but there's not much done with it. Other than she goes into the next room.
She looks about and there's like culty books and stuff like that, and they don't.
And then she sees
talk about it.
A bunch of prophets, which raises a lot more questions than answers, I think.
So I really did like the bit before she goes into that room when she reaches the end of this hallway and she sees her bike lock on the door. That is the moment where this imaginary power dynamic shifts once again away from her. This is the moment she realizes this is exactly what he wanted her to do.
But I like how she figures it out with the wet hair and things like that. That was really cool. I like that little sort of like.
Yeah. She's very observant, and you don't notice on the first watch.
I think I noticed a few things that she said, but not the wet hair and things.
Yeah. Again, I think that little part of them going through the tunnel was more of a sort of a transition.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
I don't think I like how many prophets there are. That makes sense.
That when we enter the room and there's a bunch of women in cages who are revealed to be the other prophets.
Yeah, I think I just like it if he occasionally had a few and a lot more kills of just like different religions coming to his house and things. Like
I can't believe it recontextualizes the watering can he started, because when he opens the door for the first time, he's holding a watering can.
Yeah.
And you just assume he's been fucking watering flowers or something, but then it's kind of he comes back to it and you feel he's watering his prisoners.
Yeah.
I feel like he's got a lot of them because, again, it seems like this is a game he's repeatedly played. He's got spare parts.
It's a very, like...
Yeah.
I think...
It's like a cycle, I guess. This is what he does.
And he's sort of living for proving his point kind of thing.
But I don't like
it's control, isn't it? Is what he talks about.
Don't like is how competent he appeared to have been. I like the fact that he is kind of a pathetic loser.
Pathetic loser.
Yeah.
But I mean, he is throughout the film. He's very consistently. This is what he does, and he's very sure of himself, and he does get bested in some ways, and he does, at the end. But he is a very methodical, very thought out, very he's very good at what he does.
But I don't like the fact he has those prisoners. I don't know why. I just didn't sit.
I think that's really cool because the fact that he knows exactly what people are going to do because he's done it so many times before.
Yeah.
We don't know how many times before. It shows that he is smart, but also he's planned this.
Yes.
This isn't like he's like making it up as he goes along. He's done this before, which is cool, I think.
I just think I lost a bit of steam towards the end of this.
I think it's not the direction I was expecting. I was expecting, as I know you weren't, I was expecting more of the supernatural and more of maybe there was... I was hoping that the prophet was real, if that makes sense, rather than this big farce that he's created to lure people and whatnot.
Yeah, I'm glad it wasn't real. It's just that it still feels a bit too outlandish as a closer. But how the rest of the film's been set up is this very sort of natural dialogue.
Yeah.
I do like the fact that he starts doing a little bit of monologue and says magic underpants.
That was crazy.
I really like that.
I love that bit. That when he says their code word to kill him and she stabs him right in the neck.
It gets a bit creepy where he's like, "Oh, your undergarments."
He was a bit like, oh, okay.
But then obviously he was just trying to be like, "Oh, I heard your little code word earlier anyway."
Yeah.
Which she then instantly stabbed the neck.
He was not
like
expecting her to stab him.
And that's another thing. When it feels like Reed knows he's winning and he's like everything's falling into place, he knows he's winning.
He gets
a bit more like touchy with her, a bit more creepy with her because he's like he has all the power.
It's like he's won, but he's not. Yeah,
that's it.
He thinks he's won at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Then we get a really stylistic shot that didn't really fit with the way the rest of the film shot, but I really like it. She goes up the ladder and it pans out into the thing.
Yeah, that was awesome.
It was really cool and I liked it. It just didn't...
I actually think I wish we got more of that shot. I think that wasn't I'm sad that was a one-time thing.
Yeah, it was very cool.
That's my point, is that it's really cool, but it's because it's only a one-time thing. It's just like that's neat, but it doesn't really work with the rest of the film.
Yeah.
Really cool how it goes from that sort of one shot of pulling up to the door and she runs in.
It's cool. I mean, it's crazy, and it's a very interesting bit when she comes back to the basement room.
Yeah, it's weird because she sees the poster. I'm not sure I like it because it feels like something's been cut here, where she either tries to get front door or there's a bit early. She looks at a poster on the wall of Dante's Inferno.
Yeah. Oh, I saw that. Yeah, I know.
And I assume there must have been something earlier in the film that got cut where they were talking about that, and it must have been something symbolic about her going back down.
Maybe, or maybe it was
because then it immediately cuts to her going back down. So she could have just stayed down, really.
I think my interpretation is she went down to go get Barnes.
I think
goes to rescue her dead friend is what I thought was going to happen.
But why did that post? I just wish there was a bit more about that poster, perhaps earlier on in a conversation that led to her being like, I can't leave her behind, or
even a comparison of like
the lower levels of hell.
Of Reed being like, oh, you're like Dante or something.
Yeah.
When she goes into the basement, but no, I guess not.
And then she goes down and instantly gets stabbed, I think.
Yeah, pretty quick.
Yeah, because we kind of see that Barnes isn't on the floor where she died, and then she turns around and you have a POV shot of the box cutter going into her.
Yeah.
Because it's turned out that Reed is not dead somehow. He's bleeding out, but he's not dead yet.
I don't like how little blood he's got.
What, compared to earlier?
Yeah, because Barnes bled everywhere.
They used all their blood budget.
And then I think Reed just has like a little bit dribbling.
I mean, she got him with a letter opener. So
yeah, but still, I wish there was more, like, a bit more. Like,
I know, I understand what you mean.
They couldn't ruin his jumper, man.
What do we think of this next bit when Paxton begins to pray and Reed is next to her, kind of wailing?
Well, she says something interesting, talking about the great prayer experiment, and sort of has, even though she is of faith, she talks about how praying
doesn't work,
doesn't do anything, but it's nice to just think about someone other than yourself. Then she starts praying.
I like that bit. I do like that bit.
I do know another bit of trivia. They filmed this scene in two ways for Hugh Grant's performance. Obviously, you know how he comes towards her.
He crawls towards her, yeah.
In one way, he crawls towards her, still very sort of like, oh, this is fun, dying's fun. This is like the same character. And in another one where they do that more sort of, this is a pathetic man dying.
I like
and
that.
I think they decided that one in the end.
Yeah, because him dying and he crawls towards her, bleeding, and he kind of lays on her and starts wailing and moaning, like crying.
It's so uncomfortable.
It's a great moment because all the power he thought he had, he does not have anymore.
He's
it's all gone.
Man. I like that.
Yeah.
That's what. Yeah.
And he's realised that it's over for him. All the control, he has none of it now. It's out of his hands. He's going to die.
And he's dedicated all this time and effort to proving this point to everyone, and for what?
For what? Yeah, for nothing. And he tries to gain this control back by finishing off Paxton by killing it.
That's what I'm saying. I wish that maybe he didn't get too emotional. I wish he just like lost his shit and tried to kill her rather than get more emotional. That makes sense. Because then that makes what happens next really more satisfying.
I think it's still just as
don't like
satisfying.
what happens next.
I like, obviously, the setup of the plank earlier because they rip off the thing. They keep focusing shots on it. I was like, that's coming back later.
Well, so what happens is Barnes returns, hitting Reed in the back of the head with a nail board and killing him.
I like the gore of like the nails stretching across his face.
Oh, the scrape, yeah.
Very, brief, but that's cool.
Ben's happy as long as he's seen blood. Then he's
it's
chuffed.
a bit weird, isn't it?
I think you're a bit fucked up, Ben. I think you're a little bit worried. I'm a bit worried right now.
I don't even like I've not seen Saw or any films like that.
Then when
there's not that much blood in the first Saw.
There's not.
No.
Then when Paxton wants to get out, she goes to the table map and has a little like mess around with it to try and find a way out.
What do we think about?
Yeah, we're skipping past the Barnes.
Skipping back Barnes coming back from the dead, killing Reed, and then dying again. What did we think about that?
That's one thing. I don't know if Barnes is just hadn't quite died yet, or if it's a thing about maybe is suggesting a supernatural thing. I'm not really sure.
I didn't like that bit.
Is
what I'm going to say. I don't like that she came back to Ex Machina. Too convenient.
There's one. Okay, I'll save it to the end. But there's a theory that explains that and another thing at the end.
Yeah.
Well, after seeing the ending, my theory, because they talk about earlier about your brain creating hallucinations before you die. So I'm up in arms that this kind of ending sequence is just Paxton
dying.
Hallucinating.
It's a popular theory for the film.
Before we get to the end, could we keep talking about this scene?
Yeah, of course we can.
So Barnes, I think, coming back to life, would work more if he hadn't done that thing with her, like
with her arm and slit her throat.
Because in the slit throat, I could maybe suspension of disbelief that she had enough blood in her just to do that at the end.
Yeah.
But the fact that he opens up a vein, like moves around, she's dead.
She is dead.
Yeah.
Her coming back is bizarre.
I like thematically it works.
I think it's the fact that, for me, I'm not a writer or a director or anything, but what I would have done, if she's going to come back...
You have written and directed things, Guy.
I'm not a Hollywood...
Okay, there we are. Yet.
Oh, thank you. Over hopeful. I thought she was going to come back and she was going to be like, holy shit, he was right. Yeah. And that's a whole, she actually did come back alive through what Reed was talking about. But no, she dies immediately after coming back, which I thought I wasn't too big on, personally.
My first time watching the film, I thought she actually did come back, but just not for long. But in the second viewing, after seeing more of the theories and responses, I'm more in line with the... Yes, I think the theory might be the way it's meant to be interpreted.
I just think the ending's lost steam by this point. It had such a good setup, and I enjoyed the acting, but I don't think the follow-through was quite there.
Well, I mean, after this segment, Paxton essentially just escapes out into the real world. She climbs through the window, gets out. That was cool that she figures that out. And then she sees a butterfly
landing on her finger, which is what she said she would do early in the film. She said if she died.
Which is nice. And then I love that she blinks and it goes away. And that's the moment that really made me think, oh, is she hallucinating all this?
Well, that's the thing, because it's not... Because obviously there's a butterfly in the finger. When I first watched it, I thought, maybe that's Barnes. But then watched this, no, she said if she died, she would do that.
So why would Barnes do it, yeah?
So maybe this is just trying to say that Paxton is died, and this is her dying.
It probably is that.
What do you think?
I mean, it makes
sense.
If you look at
it was nighttime. They weren't there for that long. The film doesn't have any moments at all where it goes, okay, this could take place over a few hours.
Oh my God, it was day when she got out, wasn't it?
I
didn't even notice that.
Going nighttime.
Yeah.
She goes out, it's like middle of the day, snowing, not rain.
It was snowing in the film, though.
But it is day.
Yeah,
I genuinely didn't notice that.
Yeah, so it does feel like it's she has died, and she's the whole thing of... Which would mean that Reed... Well, no, he might have still bled out and died anyway.
He
probably did die.
Yeah.
But the thing about with Barnes and then her escaping... Because also, she's been stabbed. She's bleeding out while she's somehow climbing through a tunnel and escaping.
That's what I mean. It feels very unrealistic.
And then it's daytime. Then it's the thing that she said she would do if she died. I think it's... I would interpret it as this is her dying.
I feel like it's ambiguous, but it leans more towards
ambiguous,
that.
But yes.
So you get the optimistic one where it's her escaping, it's her friend being like, hey... I love you.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking about the butterfly.
And then obviously you got the more pessimistic, she bled out.
I think either interpretation works for the film, to be honest.
I think Reeve would have finished her off. That's what I think.
I do just think the film is loses it by the end. I think discussing that with you guys made me feel that a bit more than I did watching it.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's just, how do you top the scene from earlier?
The discussion.
The discussion's a very interesting part of the film, and I think it definitely is the best part. So,
also, I didn't really feel like a sense of, finally we're out. Did you? Because in a lot of films like this, there's like yes, we escaped the bad place.
I think that plays into the ambiguity of it there. Yeah.
It's not a happy ending in any kind of way.
But then over the credits, knocking on heaven's door.
I sadly turned it off at that point.
I think now, obviously just on the end of the film, is the segment where we get into how many legs the film has got.
So for those new to listening, the legs is our rating. We give it a simple rating from 1 to 100. 0 to 100. 0 being worm, no legs, of course. 100 being centipede.
Rating system!
It's a very simple one. We just wanted to give it a theme. Who would like to start us off? Should I start or should... Yeah, I'll start us off. I like this film. I really like the dialogue. Hugh Grant is fantastic. I think the religious commentary was very interesting, and I was there for that, and I was invested in that. It's just, sadly, I think it does trail off after that kind of midpoint. Not to say it was bad, and I did enjoy the whole film. It had me gripped as a mystery, but it did definitely drop off, and I think it was hard to top that scene, especially when it was so good. So I think I'm going to give it a solid 68. I think 68 legs.
Well, I think obviously Hugh Grant is amazing fun. I do think the film doesn't have much to say about religion as a whole. I think it tries to and kind of waste it quite a bit. That's fine. It's a fun little horror film. It tries to be a bit more than that. I don't think it fully succeeds, but because of how fun that first act is, with just the dialogue, I love that part. It does leave a bit of steam, so I think I'm going to lower my initial rating and give this about a 64 legs.
What was your initial rating?
A bit higher, but the more I think about how the second half just feels very disjointed a bit.
Do you think talking about it helped you kind of be more critical and you actually think about it a bit more?
I think it's a bit more shit, yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was a fun film, but about a 64.
That is so reasonable, so cool.
But you guys are wrong.
So as a dialogue highlight for me is that midpoint where they're talking about religion the most. But I think after that, when it does shift a bit, it shifts, but it's just as strong for me, just for different reasons. It's just, this is my kind of film. I love this. Also, the thing about it not having much to do about religion, I think part of the point of narratively and with Reed's character is that he's so sure of his point he's trying to make, but it's torn apart at the end. It's kind of a critique of his character just as much as it does also say a lot of interesting things about religion. In the process, I think the film is masterfully written. The casting and performances are incredible. I can't think of any other casting that could be possibly better than what we got. Hugh Grant playing this kind of villain is amazing. I want to see him in more roles like this. The film has a religious debate and criticizes religion whilst not mocking the Mormon leads or creating foolish caricatures of religious people. It's a nuanced conversation. It's not trying to make a point as much as it's trying to discuss something. And beyond the religious discussion, it's just a scary, suspenseful horror film that had me on the edge of my seat in the cinema. The directing, the music, everything about this film is brilliant to me. I enjoy how it's paced and how it moves through this sort of game and uses that sort of map as well. It was, like I said, my number one favourite film of 2024. I watched a fucking ton of films last year. It's my kind of film. I might have decided a little bit more from the ending just to play more with that theory as much as the theory I believe in. But what we got for me works. I came out of this thinking and like wincing at the gross shit and just in awe of it. So for me, 95 legs feels right.
Really?
Oh, 95 legs.
I think I can see that. I can see that being justified. Yeah. I think it was a really good. I had a great time watching it.
That's what I feel.
Especially if you watch it in cinemas as well.
I think
that would have helped.
Things,
that would have helped. Yeah.
I also this is beyond other things. The themes I love in films particularly the most, and I'm a horror guy. I fucking love horror. So I just adore this film. I loved it.
Just I got one more thing I want to say.
Yeah, mate.
But I'm a creep. I'm a weirdo.
Buzz off! And real quick, if you would like to contact us to give us feedback or request a film, you can reach us at screenbugspodcast@gmail.com.
Alternatively, if you like what you see, find us on Instagram at ScreenBugsPodcast or Twitter at ScreenBugs. Oh, did you hear that?
Yeah, no idea.
I think there's a fly in the studio.
What's the fly doing?
Hang on. I think he's saying something to us.
Leave a good review on the ScreenBugs podcast.
Fantastic. He's been on Duolingo.
Wow, what a lovely fly that was.